Welcome to footballgameplan.com, where football makes sense. I'm Memory Hunt, the czar of the playbook, here with our football game plan analyst, Gene Clemens. And Gene, we're sitting outside the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and these guys have a long way to go. And you're here to unveil your 2014 high school All-American team, your preseason high school All-American team. So before we jump into this list, what went into you putting together this list of great athletes on offense and on defense?
Well, Emery, the first thing I looked at is I only wanted to take the finished product guys, so we only looking at the senior class here. I wanted to look at guys who had athleticism that was beyond what was asked from them from their position, or that guys that had intelligence that you went, man, this guy's intelligence level is already at a college level. So when we looked at those guys, you have a great mixture of guys who are, cerebrally fantastic, and then you have guys who are just extremely great athletes. But what I think you'll find is that we have a great number of people from a great deal of different states, not just all concentrated in one area.
Well, without further ado, let's jump right into this list, starting with the quarterback position.
We start off, as always, with the quarterback position. And at our quarterback position this year, we're going with the 6'4", 205-pound gunslinger, Josh Rosen out of St. John Bosco in California. In my opinion, Rosen is probably the most college-ready quarterback playing in high school right now, and he should have an immediate impact once he steps foot on campus at UCLA. At running back, we have a 6'1", 224-pound bruiser from Timber Creek, Orlando, Jaquez Patrick. He not only possesses the size, but the speed to not only run over, but run away from defenders. He is going to be a load once he takes his talents to the next level. At tight end, we go all the way to Las Vegas, Nevada, and powerhouse Bishop Gorman to find tight end Alizé Jones, 6'5", 220-pound pass catcher. Now, when he steps foot on UCLA, he's going to immediately be Josh Rosen's favorite target because he possesses that ability to be a weapon in the pass game, and I believe the want to become a good blocker in the Pac-12 going forward. At wide receiver, we have three really talented guys. A 6'1", 185-pound wide receiver, Tyon Johnson, out of Warren Easton Senior High School in New Orleans, Louisiana. He is a burner with long arms who is able to stretch the field. We also have a 5'11", 166-pound wide receiver out of Hogansville, Georgia, Terry Godwin, who's been used a lot as an athlete, but when he transitions to the next level, he'll see his best time at the University of Georgia playing wide receiver. The last of those three wide receivers is a guy who has never played wide receiver in high school. Deon Cain, a 6'1", 190-pound quarterback out of Tampa Bay Tech High School in Tampa, Florida, is going to step foot on Clemson's campus and immediately be a factor at wide receiver. He's fluid. He has the catch radius to make all the catches. He's able to high point the ball, and he has, for the last 2 years, lit up the 7-on-7 circuit when he has an opportunity to play wide receiver. He was probably the biggest surprise and the most shocking standout at the opening this year, where he was able to really put his receiving skills on display against the best talent in America. On the offensive line, my two tackles, behemoths, guy out of Keller, Texas, Maya Tuhima, a 6'3", 338-pound road grader, and a standard left tackle at 6'8", 308 pounds, Sterling Jenkins out of Baldwin High School in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Both of these guys have differing games, where Mejia is used to being more of a road grader. Jenkins is definitely your prototypical pass blocking offensive tackle. I think both of them will have absolutely phenomenal careers at the college level. I moved back to the state of Florida for my center, Luke Ayers, out of Lake Wells High School in Lake Wells, Florida. At 6'3", 290 pounds, he possesses the size to really be a solid quality center. He possesses the intelligence levels to get things done at the next level. I'm still surprised that he's going to be able to escape the state of Florida and take his talents all the way up to Kentucky. but it says a lot about what Coach Stoops is doing up there with that program. At my guards, we've got two big giants out of the South, and no surprise they're staying in SEC country. My first guard is Lester Cotton out of Central High School in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. So you already know where he's going to play his ball at. That's right, the University of Alabama. And at 6'4", 321 pounds, you can tell why he's going to be a perfect fit for what they do with the Tide. My other guard is Zach Bailey, 6'5", 300 pounds from Summerville, South Carolina. He's a guy who's already big but still has more size to put onto his frame. And I think that the sky is the limit for him at the next level. Now moving to the defensive side of the ball. My strong side defensive end is many people's #1 prospect in the entire nation, and that's Byron Cowart, defensive end out of Armwood High School in Tampa, Florida. At 6'3", 252, he's a man-child. He's a guy who could be a strong side defensive end, a weak side defensive end. He could even play 3 technique, and in some cases, possibly even a 3-4 outside linebacker. He is going to be an absolute jewel for whomever he decides to play for at the college level. On the weak side, a guy who's been getting a lot of comparisons to Jadeveon Clowney, and at 6'5", 236, you can kind of see why, is Josh Sweet out of Oscar Smith High School in Chesapeake, Virginia. He has all of the physical tools to be an absolute terror as a pass rusher at the next level. He just has to make sure he becomes a little more stout and continues to improve at playing against the run. My nose guard is Darren Payne, 6'2", 339 pounds out of Shades Valley in Birmingham, Alabama. Payne possesses that strength and that burliness that you need at the one technique to be able to hold up against the run, take on double teams, and be disruptive in the backfield. My 3 technique, Trenton Thompson, 6'4", 293, out of Westover School in Albany, Georgia. Thompson has that athleticism to play the 3 technique position, but he also has the ability to be a nose guard and be a very disruptive force on the inside. My linebackers, outside linebacker John Houston, 6'3", 208 out of Junipero Serra in Gardenia, California. He's a guy who's long, who's rangy. He has a frame that can still hold another 20 to 30 pounds. I project him to be somewhere around the 6'4", 240 pound range, possibly ending up as a 3-4 outside linebacker or even as a 4-3 strong side linebacker. My other outside linebacker is Malik Jefferson, 6'2", 218 pounds out of Mesquite, Texas, Mesquite High School. He's a guy who's been on radars forever, super athletic. He's a guy who has the ability to play at the 3rd level as a possible strong safety, but he has those skills that when you find it and you can put him at the 2nd level, he really is going to be a disruptive force. Middle linebacker is none other than Justin Hilliard. This St. Xavier prospect out of Cincinnati, Ohio is already an Ohio State commitment, and at 6'2", 225 pounds, he's a guy who's going to come in and be able to command playing time immediately. We actually broke him down earlier on our football game plan podcast, our recruiting roundup podcast, and we really had a fun time thinking about all the different positions that Hilliard could play at the next level. Looking into the defensive backfield, cornerback Kevin Tolliver II, a 6'2", 193-pound cornerback out of Trinity Christian in Jacksonville, Florida. He's a guy who's rangy. He's a guy who's athletic. He fits the mold of what they want cornerbacks being today. Guys who can be able to take on these 6'3" and 6'4" wide receivers, high point ball. The one thing that's great about Kevin Tolliver is that he has great ball skills. He could be an equally effective wide receiver as he is a cornerback, and that's what makes him special. On his other side, we go up to Jersey City, New Jersey at St. Peter's Prep to find cornerback Minka Fitzpatrick, a 6 feet, 188-pound corner. He has all the subsequent skills that you're looking for and will continue to hold the torch for the talent that's coming out of the state of New Jersey. At free safety, Rashad Roundtree, 6 feet 189 pounds from Lakeside High School in Evans, Georgia. He's a guy who's long, he's a guy who's rangy. He can go sideline to sideline and be your deep middle third guy, or he can play on a hash. He's going to be very special wherever he decides to continue his playing career. And at strong safety, we go to Haines City High School in Haines City, Florida, and find Derwin James, a 6'1", 199-pound monster who's already committed to go to Florida State University. He's a guy who's going to step in immediately and command playing time. He's a hitter, he's a cover, he's fast, he's athletic, he's strong. He's going to be another in a long line of really successful Florida State defensive backs. And last but not least, I have my athlete, Ray McLeod III. I couldn't keep him off my list. He is like the human version of a Swiss Army knife. 5'9", 179 pounds doesn't bother me at all. He is an absolute monster in the backfield as a running back. You can put him in the slot or out wide as a receiver. He has great ball skills. He catches the ball. He has burst. He has explosion. He has agility. You can flip him over to the defensive side and he'll shut down your best wide receiver as well. The future is bright for this young man as a change of pace back, as a slot guy, as a cornerback, as a kick or punt returner. He's going to be a jewel for for Clemson University when he goes up there in a couple years. And that's going to do it for a look at our 2014 preseason high school All-American team. For footballgameplan.com, I'm Gene Clemens. Please follow me at Gene Clemens on Twitter.